So good evening and welcome to the CCN News Media On Point with CCN Media. This evening, we're going to be talking to some of our representatives that are out in the field all the time, reporting on a variety of things. We have Reverend R. Ken Turner and we have Dr. Ford thus far. Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening. Good evening.
All right. So I thought that I would share with you all some of the things that come across my desk from the police department. It seems that we have so many missing people, a lot of seniors and some youth. And then I'll get a report a couple of days later and they'll tell you who they've been able to find. But some of these folks, they're not finding. And I'm just wondering what it is, what's going on? I mean, people just disappearing. So let me show you the newspaper. And so this is, here we go. Police notice, public notice. The Chicago Police Department is scheduled for a virtual assessment the week of the 7th, March the 7th. This external assessment is a critical component of the reaccreditation process by verifying it meets a set of professional public safety and training standards set forth by the Commission of Accreditation. Boy, I'd like to see what that's going to look like. I really like to see what their assessment turns out to be. I wonder if they're going to discuss anything about what's going on with these killings, and I don't know. It's a lot. Then we have I get several of these reports about these folks being missing. They canceled.
Well, I do a show I do several shows a week. I do about 3 or 4 shows a week. Every Sunday, I do a show that I feature a Black History moment.
Okay.
Every Tuesday, I do a show where I bring a guest on and then we talk about what they're doing in the community or around the world. Every Thursday, I do a show with some of my colleagues in the entertainment industry on Street News Now every Thursday. And, every now and then, Wanda reels me in to come over here. She don't understand. I be burnt out half the time, but I show up anyway,
Yes.
But yes, I broadcast all of my shows on my YouTube channel, Ask Dr. Ron. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You're in the right place at the right time. It must be Tuesday, and we're going to have a very fun-filled show today. I tell you, my guest is in the green room waiting to join us, and I'm excited to have her here. She has been on the show before. She is joining us again. She had so much fun that she didn't come back till now. So I am glad to have her here with us today. Miss Jamie Gill is in the wings waiting. So without further ado, I'm going to get into my shout outs and my announcements that I do each and every time that I go live. The first thing I want to do is give a shout out to all of the healthcare heroes that have been on the front line helping to keep our loved ones alive. They've been healing them, helping them, patching them back up, and sending them back to us. And I am so glad that they are there doing what they do, because I tell you, it's so many folks that have been sick over the last couple of years that without them, we don't know what it would look like. So I always like to give them a shout out, let them know that somebody is thinking about them and somebody cares about what they have done. And I'm shouting them out every chance I get because I appreciate them. And even though they have just declared that the mask mandate is officially supposed to be over with all around the country and all around the world, well, I'm here to tell you, continue to wear your mask, y'all. Don't fall for the rope-a-dope, okay? Keep wearing your mask, keep your distance, keep washing your hands, and continue to be safe, because we don't know if this thing is completely gone yet. I'm just going to say it like that. We just don't know. Okay. So just because you take your mask off and you go back out in the public, and the next thing you know, you got something that could not be good for you. So be safe. Continue to stay safe. Better safe than sorry. Okay. I'm just going to say it like that. Also, like to give a shout out to all of the pastors and spiritual leaders that have been on the front line for the last couple of years, seeking the face of God, keeping us informed on what God is doing at a time like this. And if you've got a spiritual leader and someone that has been praying for you, pray for them back. You know, it is definitely good to keep your leadership lifted up in prayer. They appreciate it, and it makes you feel good. It makes them feel good when they feel all those extra prayers going up on their behalf. A special shout out to my mentor and spiritual leader, Dr. Hunt. Dr. Hunt has been with me 30 plus years. And I tell you, he's been tolerating me all those years. That's an awful lot of tolerating, okay? But I love him for what he does and what he has done. And I thank him each and every chance I get. So now let's go over here and talk about my website. I want to invite each and every one of you to go over to my website. And when you get over there, where's my website? Come on up. Yeah, my computer wants to act like it now. I didn't hit the button. All right, it's in there. There we go. www.ask-dr-ron.com. When you get over there, I want you to scroll down and take a look at some of the advertisers. We have a few of them listed here. That's RRJ Web, Sir Synergy, Port Again Sam, and Prince Hunter Financial Group. Now, these are just a few of the advertisers that help make it possible for us to do what we do here. And I like to call their names in particular because these are the ones that offer specials, okay? So Synergy is a company that is helping people save on their energy bill. They deal with solar panels, alternative energy solutions to help save you money. You definitely want to click on their flyer that we have on the page and check out what they can do for your home. Port Again Sam brings in some of the best wines and spirits from all over the world. You definitely want to check him out and make yourself a wine tasting and get over there and find out what he's got going on with the wine tasting, because that will allow you to be able to, get some exclusive stuff that you can't get anywhere else. Also, Prince Hunter Financial Group. Now, if you're interested in finding out how to trade the stock market, the Forex market, and make some real money, he's offering four free classes. Okay? If you get in contact with him, click on the banner that he has in the advertisement, then you can definitely get your 4 free classes and begin the process of learning how to trade, and make money, okay? Because that's what it's all about. Learning, acquiring the skills in order to be able to learn how to make money. So also you can scroll up to the top of my website and you'll see all of my social media, all of my social media. You'll see my Facebook, my Instagram. You'll see my Twitter account. You'll also see a tab for my YouTube. Go over to my YouTube, and when you get over there, please click on it and subscribe, like and share with a whole lot of people that you know so that they'll know what's going on. Okay? I
Okay.
also have my website, ask-dr-ron.com, where you can go over there and browse my website and see listings of what's going on, as well as Miss Wanda has me listed on her website, as well as I have her listed on my website as an affiliate. So we are cross networking and networking this this international news media on the World Wide Web.
Ah,
Okay.
love it. I love it. And now, Reverend Ken, tell us a little bit about what you're doing. I know you do your Sunday service and you do some other things. Tell us a little bit about what you're doing with the media.
Well, I'm using the World Wide Web a lot more so than the media. I know we keep missing each other on getting more in the media. On my side with the organization, I try to do Facebook postings on the news website, on the news Facebook page. As far as our organization, we're a completely virtual spiritual institution, religious institution, and we're about the business of building up our congregation. We stopped being a in-person, in brick and mortar building about 2020, right before the pandemic hit. We were like, we quit about January, and I think the lockdown came in April that year, if I'm not mistaken. So right now, I'm actually reconstructing the website that Wanda is part of Little Skillet Productions, where we are able to sell domain names and we host domains. In addition, Wanda's is a person that builds the websites, and we have some new services that are going to be added once this website is built, which I'm hoping is this week, because I do have people calling me saying, you know, not a lot, but a few people calling saying they want to get their domains and they were waiting for me to get this up. So I'm very hopeful that it'll be done by the end of this week.
Okay, that's pretty good. Thank you. Welcome to the show, Miss Margot. How are you? Now we can't hear you, so you're muted. Oh no, you're not muted. So sound. Check your sound. Because on this end you're not muted, so we should be able to hear you. But in the interim, while she's checking her sound, like so these are some of the police reports that come across my desk. So this young man was missing a couple of days ago, and now they're saying counsel he's a minor. So, you know, they have to continue to look until they either find him or report that they can't. Here's two offenders that were 15 years old, charged with murder. Come on, what's going on? That's a young offender, 15 years old. Even if he doesn't get convicted, that's going to be on his record, right? Am I right?
Yeah, I think you are.
Oh, boy, this is it's sad. I mean, I see so many of these young people. Here's another young man that they're canceling his missing person. Now, where was he missing from? He left home and didn't come back. I mean, all they tell us is that he's missing. And then a couple of days later, if they find him, they send us a report telling us that he's back. But some of these kids, we don't see any reports saying that they're back. And there's so many reports about these children being, missing. Do you run across any information on missing folks in your discussions, Dr. Ford?
No, I was just gonna make a statement that probably ain't gonna be too popular. Some of these people need to come up missing, because these 15s and whatever age they is, they out here acting a fool, carjacking and doing all kinds of criminal activity. And just because they 15, they feel like it's okay. They just then lost their way, But like I said, it ain't gonna be too popular, in my opinion, because I believe.
Don't you think that some of the influences that these young folks have are the television programming that they're watching, the music that they're listening to?
I ain't buying that. I'm sorry, I ain't buying that. I'm sorry. The mainstream media has put all of these different outlets out there for us to grab hold to and to lock in our imaginations that's what the issue is. I saw a report on CBS News. That's in Chicago, y'all, for those that are watching this in other places. And they had 13, 14, 15-year-old Black children, because they sounded Black because they had them covered up by a screen.
Yeah, because they're under 18.
Right. And they were asking them questions about why they were carjacking cars at gunpoint.
Okay.
And they used a patent excuse that they had been given to use when they got caught, because they got caught. And one of the things that made it easy for them to go out here and commit these Grand Theft Auto was the video game Grand Theft Auto.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm talking about, Dr. Ford.
But wait a minute. Okay, let me finish. Okay. These were maybe 2 or 3 people that they talked to and they did on their interview. But you may have 1,000 youth that have that same game, Grand Theft Auto, and they ain't running out in the street, grabbing nobody's gun, trying to carjack nobody. So, just because you got 2 or 3 that use that as an excuse, don't make it a reality that everybody with a video game is not going to be an armed felon in the streets. So I'm not buying that, okay? Because you do have some parents, okay, okay, that take responsibility for what their children do. And you have some parents that don't take responsibility.
Right.
Because if you know where your child is at, and if it's important to you to keep them alive and keep them out of jail, then you're going to fight just as hard as the streets to keep them out of harm's way. you
But
know.
yeah, I
So,
agree. I agree.
you know, so I'm not, you know, like for years and decades, they used to tell us in the streets of Chicago that the reason why we have so many things out of control is because of the gangs. Well, that's straight out the Republican playbook. Okay.
So
You know,
you don't think that's true? You don't think the gangs?
I think that we may have a percentage of problem that the gangs are responsible for, but I don't think it's 100%. No.
Okay. Okay.
It's not no one problem all across the board universal. We got a multiple series of problems. Okay?
I agree with that. I agree with
you know, I heard a celebrity one time say that the reason why we have so many different protests and so many different people, you know, with different, you know, platforms is because we got so many different problems in our community.
That's true.
There's not one problem. There's not one platform. There's not one thing that's going to solve all of our problems. Okay. We got 2,000 years worth of issues. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
2,000 years. Okay. And now you want them to act right. No, I don't think so.
He is bad. He is bad.
Uh-huh.
And
your conversation has got you shut out of a few of those moderate people that love Black people so much that they can't do no wrong. You don't get kicked out.
Well, you know, I'm gonna tell the truth. You know, this is my truth, what I believe. You know, and nobody else got to believe it. But I promise you, if you are one of those people that are running around trying to find excuses for our bad behavior, then you're gonna latch on to anything they tell you.
But you don't think that the television, the radio, the music, some parents are so young that they're still trying to figure out which way is up for themselves. They don't have time to be mama or daddy, and they let the kids do whatever they want to do. These kids are raising themselves. So I just think that.
Well, you know, my answer to that is, you know, they got grandmas like you that take care of people's children all the time.
Stop it, don't you. Stop it, don't you. Yeah, but I mean, but they got grandmas like me that
and they drop them kids off and they go out and do what the heck they want to do, whatever that may be, because they know their kids is grandma, all 12 of them. Okay, so come on now. Look, I got an answer now. Don't mess with me. I'll tell you the truth.
Jump in, Levette. We're grandmas. Margot, we're grandmas. We watch our grandchildren every now and then.
All the time. And you keep them out of trouble, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Okay, better than their mama do sometimes, don't you?
But I'm an older grandma. They're
now, we ain't talking about that part.
Today is 30 years old.
But did you hear what I said? We ain't talking about that. Okay, we talking about the fact you saying that mama ain't able to do her job. And guess what? Grandma see that and grandma step up.
That's right.
Sometimes grandpa.
But sometimes my grandma and grandpa is 30.
And then they got great.
Don't know, and they haven't been here long enough to know how to step up.
And they got great. They got great. They got 5 generations all in the same building.
Ooh.
Okay. And then when the young when they made all the babies go out the door, they be like, I ain't watching your children, and then turn right around watch them anyway. So I ain't buying that. And see what I'm saying is I'm not buying it because you know I was a latchkey kid back in the day. Okay. All right. And when
look how you turned out.
Yeah, Lord, forgive. But when we have fear, okay, that when we got home from school, that we was in that house.
That's right.
And when that phone rang, you better answer it because it wasn't no cell phones. It wasn't none of that stuff.
That's
okay. Right. So when you mess around and violate the laws of the house,
That's
You're
right.
gonna get sent down to Mississippi. You're gonna get sent somewhere
Or
where you gonna obey somebody, okay? Because down south, they got a farm and they gonna work you all day. Okay. But what I'm saying is, you know, the excuses that we are getting for our bad behavior. And I say our because even though I'm light on this picture, you know, I'm from the South Side. You know, you know, but the point that I'm making is, you know, somebody got to obey rules and regulations, and guess what? Somebody's they are obeying. Everybody ain't crazy. It's a small percentage.
That's
but
true.
Because of mainstream media,
Yeah.
I ain't talking about us.
Yeah.
I'm talking about mainstream
media. Yeah.
Okay. When they decide that they want to hype a story, they hype a story.
That's true.
Okay.
That's why it's important we have our media so we can tell the real truth.
And it is important because there, guess what? No matter how bad the government say you can't whoop your kids, there's some kids getting whooped right now. Because they did something they ain't supposed to do, and great grandma then got that tail.
Okay, welcome to the show, Levette.
Good evening, everyone.
How you doing?
Evening.
I'm great, thank you.
We talking about the things that you know we've done over the past month with the media, and we got on to the young people that I was sharing with them. The number of young people that come across my desk from the police department that go missing, and or we just saw two 15-year-olds that were charged with murder. And I was just saying, man, you know, what's going on with these young folks? It's every day, 5 and 6 come across my desk. So it's like we're out of control. And Dr. Ford was saying that's just bad behavior. And I was saying that probably these kids are being influenced by the television, the radio, their young parents that really don't provide much guidance, et cetera, et cetera. And he said those are all excuses, that he was a latchkey kid and look at him, look how he turned out. So he's right to some degree, but I still think that these kids are being influenced. And probably some of these older folks are going up to the schools and giving these kids whatever they want to give them so that they do the things that they are doing.
Well,
go ahead.
I think that he's correct. It is bad behavior, but we have to understand the root of the bad behavior. And if you have a system, and that's why they say systemic issues and systemic racism, a system that corrupts is what our youth are looking at. They're looking at the corrupt government. They're looking at the corrupt gangs. They're looking at corruption succeeding. And so when you look at bad behavior and bad behavior seems to be succeeding, then mainstream media perpetrates bad behavior and that it's successful.